Hello there, everybody. I'm Mr. GamePie, and this is Let's Play Sonic Adventure Part 9.
Okay, let's go!
I have a co-commentator.
And that's me. Austinan Shugada.
Yes.
With Mr. Game in the Pie.
Yeah. And we're going to be starting up Knuckles' story, which actually starts at the very beginning of the game.
Yes.
Like Sonic's story, that doesn't start at the beginning of the game. He starts, like, at
as far
the
back as I can remember.
third, I think he's the third earliest character.
Always guarding the Master Emerald.
After Knuckles,
then
then Big, then Sonic.
I don't know why
then
I was
Tails.
given this job.
Tails.
Why it was my fate.
And then I don't know where Gamma comes
Destined
in. It's
to be
really hard
here
to figure out where he
forever.
comes in.
Gamma technically comes early, but he doesn't actually interact with any other characters until so late in the story we might as well just push him to the end and say that Amy is next.
Yeah.
What the?
I don't know if anyone has ever shown, like, all 6 stories simultaneously.
Oh, somebody did that actually a while ago, but he got a couple parts wrong. But anyway, you were saying?
Oh. Well, yeah, it's like,
What's
have
going on
all
here?
6,
Oh no!
like, have
Something's
the screen
happened to
divided
the
into 6
Master Emerald.
sections.
Oh!
And-
Who are you?
That's...
And then have all the cutscenes playing at the same time, so that whenever a moment in one cutscene happens,
Mm-hmm.
then their alternates, they'll happen at the same time. So, like, in Big's story, whenever you see Sonic walking up to Big, in Sonic's screen over there, you see him walking up to Big. You know what I mean?
I'd actually really like to see something like that, because there are hints as to like all the little details of what happens when in whose story, because we're going to see it a lot in Knuckles, actually. Knuckles, I believe, has the most of it. He's going to run into Sonic and Tails when they were passed out outside of I was about to say Casinopolis. He's going to just run into them passed out, and he's going to stare down. What are those guys doing, if you happen to talk to them? Every character runs into Big at some point, I believe, just standing there looking incredibly out of place. It's really quite an interesting feat, though, because it ties in with like each part of the story. Big can run into Sonic, and Sonic just stands there staring off into space saying, "That robot! I better go after Amy!" And then you kind of don't.
It's up to me to find the missing
Yeah.
pieces of the Master Emerald.
Anyway,
But
with
you
that
know,
awesome CGI
I'd like
out
to
of the way.
see somebody make
won't
Sonic
be
the
easy.
Hedgehog, Sonic Adventure, the movie, and it's like, it shows all the
I better start
cutscenes
looking anywhere I
in
can.
tandem with one another, in a sense.
That's exactly
harmony.
what
I guess you could say.
that's what Sonic Movies was trying to do, at least. I won't say he succeeded because he kind of didn't, but he got close.
Yeah. And you know, you can actually show the characters going through their levels, while other characters are having cutscenes and stuff.
That's actually what he ended up doing. He just screwed up Casinopolis just a bit, but it was a valiant effort, at least. Anyway,
Alright, so this is Knuckles' gameplay. You have to find the Master Emerald pieces, and we already found one. Because I'm just that good, and lucky.
it's the luck. It's all the luck.
Yeah, that's all that I ever have. Everything that I've had in my life, I've gotten through luck.
I really do like the way Knuckles controls, though, overall. He glides, he climbs walls, he punches. This is kind of like a style that works, like, fits in really well with Sonic as a whole, without being more of the spin-dashing, homing-attacking fun that we've had for 10 stages.
Yeah.
Like,
Alright, the cars in this level, they hurt you.
yes.
Unlike the ones in Station Square.
Well, these ones don't stop in time most of the time. If you're standing out in the middle of the road, though, they sometimes do screech to a halt, although the sensing of that is incredibly bad, and then after they break, they just start going again and run you over anyway.
Oh. Jerks.
The big thing you'll find about Knuckles stages is that they're incredibly non-linear. Like, about as...
I have no idea where that went.
just keep wandering around, I'm sure it's somewhere. Wait, sorry. It's somewhere in this city. There we go. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way. I really like Knuckles, though, because, again, whole sense of freedom. Knuckles stages aren't even linear. So you just go wherever the radar takes you, or your whim feels the need to go. I really like that aspect.
Yeah.
And something tells me the Emerald is near where Sonic enters Speed Highway, if you're curious.
We'll see.
I'm gonna check everywhere else first, just so I can say he's wrong.
I just don't know where this is.
Oh, it's, right where Tikal went.
This way. Oh, I just jumped off a car.
Nice.
Watch out for the cars.
Oh, Tikal was just telling me about watching out for cars instead of doing something helpful. Well, this is the beginning of the level again.
Eyes on the radar to find the pieces of the emerald.
No, this is good. You get to show what it's like when a noob is playing. I very much enjoy this.
Hey. But yeah, like, Knuckles' extra missions require you to find all the emeralds in like 30 seconds, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
It's actually 1 minute for every stage except the final one, but it's actually really easy to do. You see, the emerald placements are preset, predetermined as you start the level, which means that you can go off, find all 3, restart, and just go from there. Additionally, each emerald acts as a checkpoint, so if you happen to die, or perhaps find the next emerald and restart again, after 3 lives, you know where all 3 emeralds are, and you can literally just beeline to all of them. So, like...
Here we go.
I mean, like, the legendary world record speedruns and such are much faster than that, of course, but the minute timeline, because Knuckles is... time limit. Because Knuckles is such a versatile character, that's not a problem, because you can literally go anywhere in any stage. The only stage that ever gave me trouble was Skydeck, and that's just because of the stupid gimmicks and mechanics that you have to deal with.
We'll get there. Well,
no,
minute,
it might be a minute, you never know.
No, it won't be a minute. I'm not that good at these stages.
Are you sure?
Hey.
I think you are.
Really?
No.
I thought you had faith in me, Austin.
I put all my faith in you before. This is a bit too late. I've kind of all faithed out. Except for Mirror's Edge 2. Hashtag E3.
Okay.
Anyway, Knuckles doesn't have to worry about, like, light dash trails or something. He just pushes the button and goes in.
Mm-hmm.
And this
So,
is...
yeah, this is, oh my gosh, I'm, like, right next to 2 emeralds already. This is good.
Uh-huh. You might actually have, like, one of the world record layouts right now, so, don't squander it. Oh, you're too late. No. You already lost the world record. I'm so sorry.
Oh, well.
But, this is really cool because Sonic's version of this level, you explore the downstairs a lot, sure, but there's an entire upstairs area that Knuckles exclusive and all that. It's really quite cool.
Yes, it's... And we're going there.
This might actually be my favorite Knuckles stage.
Whoa, camera! Oh my gosh.
The camera is harsh. It does not love Knuckles.
Oh.
Also, there's a giant golden Sonic statue here.
Yeah, there is! Look at this!
Did you know that that's actually built up as you collect rings? By the time you have 400 rings, the feet are done. But if you keep pouring rings into the slot machine, by the time you reach, I believe it's 1,000, up to Sonic's waist is done. And I've never actually done it, but I believe the statue is complete at 9,999 rings.
So basically, canonically, Sonic got 9,999 rings in this level.
Yes, he has tremendously good luck. Proceeded to pour it all in just for Knuckles to not the statue get down because there might be a Master Emerald piece hidden inside for some reason.
And did this micro-reality, he was right to do that, because there was one.
Exactly. And it is really a micro-reality because, not sure if it's not, playfully obvious or not, but the Emerald locations are more or less randomized out of, like, something like 50 in every level. I don't actually know the numbers, but they can be in a lot of different places.
Yes.
Usually there's some indication beyond just the obvious, like, oh, and now your Emerald radar thing is blinking. Like, there's one inside of the lion's mouth sometimes. Usually if you have to dig for it, there's a circle of rings around it. If it's in a particular enemy, the enemy's in a place where it actually feels like you have to go hunt down the enemy. It's actually quite creative how they ended up interspersing that. I'm impressed anyway. I also love this room because it serves literally no purpose.
Oh, there can be an emerald in here.
Oh, there... That just goes to show that even in my 40-something plus playthroughs of this game, I've never actually seen the emerald in there. I just know there's an extra life up at the top, I believe. But
Yeah, during my practice run, I saw the emerald in there.
huh, nice. All I know is that it's a really great place to practice your climbing and your gliding a bit, if you need a practice room to do such intuitive actions, if you will.
Alright, now here's a thing that happens in Knuckles' level a lot. Well, Knuckles'
Story.
part of the story, anyway. See, most characters, well, all the other characters get 1 visit from Tikal. Knuckles gets 3.
Where in the world am I?
Which is really quite interesting, too, because Knuckles is so free-roaming, this is your chance to
don't
really
remember
explore
being
this
here
place and get a
before.
familiarity for where this is. And maybe
something
notice
about
that
it
the background is identical to that
is
of the Mystic
familiar.
Forest and stuff. It's really kind of cool.
Hmm.
Like,
This is
if you were to turn
very
around here,
strange.
for example, if you don't mind, of course, and look out over there, off the edge, you can see that river running. That is the exact same river graphic that they use in the Mystic Forest, right near where Final Egg is. And in fact, you're standing right where that bridge is, in the Mystic Forest. It's just a really cool little attention to detail that somehow that river has been preserved for thousands of years, first of all. But, more importantly, it's just yet another reason why I really like how the interconnectivity of everything in this game goes.
Now I do want to talk about a little something.
Do tell.
During your Let's Break,
Uh-huh.
you mentioned that the giant structure behind Knuckles right now
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be like either Hidden Palace or Sandopolis.
Mm-hmm.
It is for the good of
But
all our
I don't think it's
people.
supposed to be either of those,
Do tell.
because I'm pretty sure that that section of Mystic Ruin isn't on Angel Island at all.
It's very possible. It's there's a couple weird pieces of NPC dialogue that are very strange, like this forest practically appeared overnight, and so like we don't really know what to do with it. And so yeah, this forest is just here, so now we're gonna explore it. So as a kid I was like, oh, so it's Angel Island, or not as a kid. As a
Well, but then there are other
Oh my.
explorers that say that they've been
lost
searching
there for
the
like
forest
a year
for like
or something.
Yeah.
So it seems like they had this whole plot point
What's
idea
going on
going
here anyway?
and didn't know where to go with it. But it is great to just wander the forest, and as a kid I always used to get lost in the Mystic Forest a ton. And then just to wander around it until you meet a random explorer who says, I've been lost in here for like 6 months. If you find my wife, tell her I love her.
But going even further, I don't think that they actually say that the forest appeared all of a sudden. I'm pretty sure that they only say that the mountain.
There is an explorer who does explore the mountain. I don't know. One of these days I'm going to go through this game and document every single NPC's lines at every point in the game and just see what happens.
But yeah, furthermore, during the cutscene with Knuckles back in the like vision section,
Mhm.
you kind of saw this exit to the area. That leads to the Master Emerald Shrine. And if you go to the Master Emerald Shrine in the present, you can see where it's broken off.
You're right.
And that kind of leads me to further believe that the section with the temple is no longer part of Angel Island. Because it seems as if the Master Emerald Shrine was pretty much directly connected to that area, and now it isn't.
It's very possible, yes. Either way, and I find this a little bit more significant, whatever you want to call it. Since this is the extension of the story, we are to believe that Lost World and Sandopolis, be they the same place or not, were both constructed by the Echidnas, and everything else is Echidna made and whatnot. It's really quite interesting how the entire story works out. Oh, and by the way, new boss, and I really love his design.
Yeah, it's Chaos 2, guys.
Probably my favorite Chaos, honestly. Although 6's music is slightly better, but this thing really does look intimidating.
It does.
It's
but Knuckles
lanky,
is
it's
intimidating.
googly, and yeah. So how are you
back
going about
at-
this? Oh, sorry, go on.
Back at the beginning of the story, Chaos just sort of like bounces away, and Knuckles can't really do anything about it. But here, Chaos actually fights Knuckles, and even after 2 power-ups, well, he's He's not exactly that difficult, as you can see.
You're kind of cheesing your way through the boss fight, which I must very much commend. You're supposed to wait for Chaos to do this super awesome looking attack and then just pose. And that's your chance to punch him. But if you fly into him enough, he just stops deflecting you anyway. So, speedrun stats!
That's not even speedrun strats, that's just how I've always beaten him.
Shush, let the people think you're good.
You have yet to see the true powers of
Well, no, it is good, because I figured out the speedrun way without even doing the regular way.
Yeah, that still doesn't
I really do love this exchange between Robotnik and Knuckles here. It's one of the best dialogue scenes in the game. Because, yet again, you know, Knuckles being tricked, this is becoming a running gag at this point, of course. But I really like the way that they handled this.
What do you mean?
It seems like they only considered Sonic 3 and Knuckles as being canon.
Oh, well...
Why should I rule?
Like, you know, Knuckles gets tricked a couple other times in the series in, like, Game Gear games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think anybody ever really recognizes that as happening.
Yeah, basically. When Sonic says, "Don't tell me that Eggman tricked you again," it might as well just be, you know, he's tricked you before once. So,
Not, he's tricked you like 3 times before. Knuckles, figure it out already.
even though that is the case.
Now, here's something that I find really interesting. Knuckles has 2 levels in
I
Station
wonder
Square
why Sonic
that he goes
is
to
after the
immediately.
Master
Mhm.
Emerald.
Knuckles has 2 levels in Mystic Ruins that he goes back to back. And then he has a level on the egg carrier, which acts as his final level in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very linear level progression, because as you saw, we didn't even have to get on the train to get to Mystic Ruins. It just tossed us into Mystic Ruins here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very different from every other character. Knuckles feels like a more standard level progression found in the series.
Which is really funny considering the fact that his levels are so free roaming, you know, to sort of almost contrast with that.
Also, I forgot the bomb thing, so I'm going back for it. Knuckles, why are you bouncing off the ground?
Physics! Physics! Go, no, it's physics!
Austin, what did you do to the physics?
I hacked the game, I'm sorry, Thomas.
No, you're not.
I'm not, you're right.
What? Okay, there we go. Knuckles' momentum just wants to, like, go in the opposite direction of progress. Okay, so during my practice run, I kind of screwed this part up.
Do tell.
So, you get these diggy claws here, where you can
You've
dig
got
into the
the
ground.
shovel claw.
Mm-hmm.
The shovel
Now you
claw.
can dig through dirt and stone.
And,
Press
it's
the
pretty
jump
cool.
and action buttons simultaneously.
And, in a moment, I'm going to dig up a bomb. Go, just turn around. You can see a little Robotnik face there. Dig it up, we get invincibility for some reason, and a bomb. Now, what I did is I set the bomb down right here for some reason, and it got stuck in the wall. And I couldn't pick it back up again. I have to set up here for it to destroy the monkey and open up the gate.
Oh,
So
boy.
basically, I trapped myself in that room on my practice run.
That's beautiful. As
I had
far
to
as
restart the game.
Yeah, understandably. Like, the entire game, or just had to restart and then start over again?
No, just regular restart.
Soft reset, if you will.
Yeah.
As far as getting the invincibility goes, the items you get are actually sort of random. But if you dig in the overworld at any point, you can the adventure field. You can actually just randomly come across like these piles of rings that just out of the ground. They later reused this exact same animation in Sonic Shuffle, oddly enough.
Oh, interesting. So anyway, here we have Knuckles' third level.
Underground.
We have Tikal there explaining that sometimes emeralds are underground. And that's cool.
Now, I've never really worked it out, but what is the thing that Knuckles says? In this version, he just goes or whatever. But in the Dreamcast version of this game, and of course in SA2, he goes ora 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 ora. Is ora like the Japanese onomatopoeia for dig 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 dig? Because I
I have no idea.
I believe that's what I've heard before. I'm not sure if I mentioned it already. I probably did during Tails' story, but Tails' Ya is a different voice clip in this version than in the Dreamcast version. Knuckles' digging sound, Amy's hammer sound, and there's a couple other sound effects that they changed, I like to believe, arbitrarily. It's interesting, at least. I do enjoy the way that they sort of changed up some stuff from version to version. But anyway, back to you, good Sir and Pie.
I like this level for just how open it is.
Yes.
It's really cool how you can just sort of fly all over the place in this area.
Mm-hmm. This is a
With
level
Sonic,
that
was even with Sonic, it was not exactly the most linear of his levels.
Yeah.
But with Knuckles here, it's just like, oh my gosh, we're going crazy.
I feel like this is a level that they built first with Sonic in mind, but then went back and, like, now that they had the general layout of the level, they designed it for Knuckles, and then later went back again to perfect Sonic's version, and then just had Knuckles free roam against all these mountains and whatnot. Takes place in about half of Sonic's form of Mount Red, and it's beautiful. I love this. This is such a good level for Knuckles.
Yep. Well, with that said, I think that this is a good place to end the episode.
I agree.
Alright, well, I've been Mr. Game & Pie.
I've been Austin on Sugar.
This has been Let's Play Sonic Adventure Part 9, and we'll see you next time.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z, stuff happens.
Usually.
Usually.
Bye.
Bye.